Hey, welcome to episode 152 of the Fully In It podcast. Is it your summer underway? It certainly is in our home, and I have been making lots of shifts to the way that I'm doing home life, to how I'm doing business, to create space so that I can really be present with my kids this summer while also continuing to grow my business. Now, this was a concept that I taught a few episodes ago. So if you're really curious about that, go look back just a few episodes and you're going to see one on making summer bank and being present with your family. Now, I wanted to share a decision that I made for this podcast that I'm really excited about. I was sitting this morning and I was having my tea and I was journaling and I was like, what do I want the podcast to look like this summer? And I thought, what I am really craving right now is more space so I can be with my kiddos. We've got really big travel plans this summer. We're going to be gone for a big chunk of it and out of our normal routines. Having a different approach to the podcast would be so supportive to me and to my kids. And so I did a little bit of brainstorming and I asked myself, how could I do the podcast in a way that would still be super valuable for you while also creating the space and a little bit of a break that I am craving? And what I've decided to do is to bring back some of my most loved episodes from the last almost 6 years of this podcast, because that's how long I've been recording this show, which is just kind of, honestly, it's like nuts to think about. I think about Kate back in 2018 that was launching this show and everything I've been through, all the lessons I've learned, all of you that I've had the privilege of connecting with and supporting with over all of these years. And there are several episodes that hold a really special place in my heart, and I know they do for you too. So whether you are a longtime listener and hearing these again are going to be that gentle reminder that you need as you are setting yourself up for a really grounded and connected summer, or you are brand new here and this is going to be a great chance for you to connect with some of the ideas, the strategy, the mindset shifts that I teach around motherhood, business, and home. For this particular episode that you're about to listen to, I explore what it is like to be truly in the moment, not in the past, not in the future, as we mamas often do, but to be so grounded with this present moment that in itself creates a lot of growth for you. You're going to really love this episode, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Welcome to Fully In It, a show for moms who are called to grow themselves while growing their families. Join me, Kate Saffel, a life and a business coach for moms, a homeschooling mama of 3, and a woman on a quest to show that our lives become even more meaningful when we remember why we are here and what truly matters most. This show is about going fully in it for you and the people you love by showing up powerfully in motherhood, entrepreneurship, in your home life, and for your family vision. Join me for weekly episodes that will inspire you to live intentionally and by your values, to slow down and truly be present to your family life, to make decisions that grow a profitable business without sacrificing anything in the process, and to become the kind of mom and woman you know you're meant to be in this lifetime. Welcome to episode 59 of the Streamlined Motherhood podcast. So today we're going to be talking about the growth that is available to you when you stay in the present moment. And I think as moms, our brains are often thinking about what we should be doing or what we should have done in the past. And in today's episode, I want to teach you a method for seeing the present moment as one of your most powerful growth tools, and also one of the easiest ways to become the mom and woman that you want to be. So the idea of the present moment, we hear a lot about that in mindfulness and why meditation is so important. And I've really come across idea of how to approach the present moment that has given me a lot of peace and freedom from all of the shoulds. And I hope that it is really helpful to you as well. In a nutshell, the present moment, like right now where you are, wherever you are, just pause, notice your surroundings, notice this exact moment that you are in time and space. You're never going to get this moment back again. This is it, right? So for me, I'm sitting in my fifth wheel, I'm sitting at the table, I'm having a cup of chai, and I'm recording this episode. And I am fully in this moment because it is the only one that I have. And all of us can only exist in one moment at a time. We want to believe that we can be everywhere mentally. We're thinking about the future and things that are coming up. Maybe can we take a vacation? Is that going to be possible? What do the kids have going on next week? What are the bills that we're going to have to pay? Or maybe you're looking to the past and you're thinking about mistakes that you've made or things that you wish you had done differently. Or maybe you just look at the past and think about how great it was at one time in your life. But the future and the past are only ideas that exist in your mind. So you have memories of what has happened in the past. That's just an image that you have formed in your brain that acts as a record of an experience that you once had. And then we use our imaginations to visualize what we think might happen in the future. That's it. They don't actually exist in this moment. They are only thoughts in your head. And so when we are thinking of the future or we are thinking of the past, we are giving more power to those memories and those ideas that don't exist than the moment you are currently in. So, really common in motherhood is that, we could be with the kids, right? Like it's just a normal, typical day. And the kids are like, Mom, let's play. You get down and play with us. And maybe you are physically on the floor, but you are mentally somewhere else, right? You're thinking about, oh gosh, I've got to get dinner started and I need to do some laundry and I got to respond to those work emails. And your mind is not available to what is happening in front of you. So even though you're physically there, you are mentally somewhere else, I guess in the future. It doesn't actually exist yet. And so by doing that, you are prioritizing a moment in the future versus the only one that you really do have available to you. And that's it. That's the only moment we get. And for me, in early motherhood, I was really never mentally anywhere. I was always physically with my kids, but I was distracted a lot. And part of that, when we find that we're really distracted, we struggle to be present. There could be a couple different things going on, right? It could be that we're having emotions or thoughts that we don't really want to deal with. And so we choose distractions as a way to cope with things that we don't really want to face. Or maybe you're just bored, you're feeling depressed, you want to be somewhere else and you can't be. So you choose to go somewhere else in your mind. And there's no shame in this. Like I said, this was my experience of early motherhood. I mean, I remember I would really look forward to bath time with my kids because I would, get my little one set up in the bathtub and then I would be sitting next to the bathtub either with my journal or on my phone or reading a book. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I missed out on a lot of fun I could have had with the kids as they took their bath. And so again, this isn't something to shame yourself about or to feel guilty about, but to let it guide you into staying in each present moment to the best of your ability. And if you struggle with distraction, I did an episode on the distraction cycle that may be really beneficial. So I would say go look for that one. But the thing is that we can go through the motions in our lives and never really experience anything as it actually is. It's kind of like when you go on vacation and you're taking photos the whole time so that someday in the future you might be able to go back and experience the moment, when in reality, the best possible thing we can do is put the phone away and simply exist, because your memory of it will be sufficient. I actually had, about a week ago, I accidentally deleted about 3,000 photos and videos off my phone, many of which were of our travels. And one of my daughters was really disappointed because we had kayaked and we had gotten some really shaky footage of seeing some dolphins. It was not good video quality. And we talked about it, and I reminded her that our brains provide us with memories. And that is one of the most amazing things that we have available to us. Our ability to take photos and video and record all of these things is a really modern way of doing life in probably the last 15 years or so. And so, people 100 years ago would not have had a way to constantly take photos and videos, to have, 20,000 photos from their children's childhood. Even for you and I growing up, I don't know about you, but my parents probably took a handful of photos of me every year, if that. I had a school photo, and that was kind of the extent. And yet it doesn't lessen my experience of my childhood, because I can't go watch videos of every single moment that I experienced. I just have to remember it and allow myself to experience it that way. So cell phones in particular can really act as a divide between us and the present moment. Screens can create that. They create the habit of mentally being somewhere else, so much so that we miss what's happening right in front of us. So I invite you to consider the ways in which you would love to be more in the present moment, and know that this is a problem that we all struggle with. And so let's think about how we can use this. Now that we have this knowledge, how can we use it as a point of growth? One of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is your personal energy as well as your concentration. So if you've ever done a project that you feel really excited about, you get in the flow and you are so concentrated, nothing is going to pull you away, you know how powerful that is. But if it is scattered and all over the place, then your energy and your concentration will never be working to their full potential. It almost makes me think of, if you're familiar with Dave Ramsey, and he has debt snowball method, and he says that you shouldn't pay on a bunch of different things at once, as a person might be paying off debt, but to focus all of your resources on one at a time, right? And so we can do the same thing with our brains. We don't want to be mentally paying on so many things. So you're sitting with your kids, you want to be with your kids, but you're thinking about just a dozen different things, and it's unnecessary. So you get to start building the habit of being totally present in the moment that you're in. And when you're with the kids, be fully with your children. Get really curious about them. Use your senses to pull you into the moment. So you can think about, your sense of touch, and touch your child's hair, and use your eyes to really see them, right? More than just a cursory glance. Really pay attention. What's changed with your child? How are they growing? What do they love? How does their voice sound when you are having a conversation with them. What do you want to remember about this specific moment? And when you're with your partner, if you have one, be with your partner. Let all the worries of everything else go, because worries, all that they are, is a ploy by our brains to pull us into a future possibility that may not even exist. And all you have is this moment. So when you're working, allow yourself to channel all of your concentration to what you're doing so you can be more efficient and get your work done more quickly so that you can get back to doing your life. Because whenever we are pulled in multiple directions, our impact is lessened. So your chores, your to-do list, your worries, what to make for dinner, they're not the most valuable assets of your life. So don't live like they are. Don't put them at the top of your list. And as you become more aware and intentional about being fully in each present moment, the gift that it is, because it truly is, we have no promise of anything outside of the moment that you're currently in, but you'll start to see your life shift. You'll see that each moment has more meaning. You're going to feel an emotional connection in a way that you haven't experienced. And ultimately, you're going to have much better outcomes in your life because you're going to be using your energy and your concentration in a way that you never have. You'll also notice more opportunities, more ways to guide your life in a direction that feels very purposeful and fulfilling. And because you're going to have developed the skill of being more present, you'll be open to them. And finally, you're going to feel more calm and peaceful because your energy isn't going to be all over the place. It is very grounding when we know I only have to be here right now. Like, what a gift that is. What a gift to ourselves to allow ourselves to just be in one place, both mind and body. So know that this is all a practice, right? It'll take gradual time to build it. Go easy on yourself. Be patient with yourself. I'm still learning this as well, but it will be a gift to ourselves and a gift to our families. So I hope that you loved this episode. Please share it with a friend if you found it helpful, and I will see you next time. What if there was a way for you to take everything that you are learning on this podcast and apply it to your own home and business? There is a way, my friend, and that is Expand Mentoring Group for Moms in Business. This is a year-long group coaching program, and it is perfect for you if you are ready to make more money in less time without sacrificing your family's values in the process. Head to the links in the show notes and you'll be able to book a free call with me where we will talk about what's happening in your business, your goals and dreams for your family, and a simple path to get you there. Go ahead right now and book your free call with me, and I will see you there.